think of an international border, you likely imagine a landscape of high chain-link fences, armed guards, and strict passport controls. But in many parts of the world, that isn't the reality. In some places, you can walk across a border to buy groceries or spend the weekend with your grandparents in a different country without a second thought. On a standard political map, South Asia is defined by these rigid, separate colors. But as the geography and topography emerge, we see that the people living here are actually connected by thousands of miles of shared landscape. This raises a question. How do countries like India, Bangladesh, and Nepal maintain their distinct sovereign identities while their daily lives remain so physically and socially intertwined? While India became independent in 1947, its neighbor to the east followed a different timeline. In 1971, India provided crucial military and humanitarian support to help liberate East Pakistan, an intervention that led to the birth of the independent nation of Bangladesh. This political connection is mirrored in a shared literary heritage. Rabindranath Tagore, seen here, holds a record no other poet can claim. His words serve as the national anthem for both India and Bangladesh. Every year during the Durga Puja festival, that shared heritage is visible on the Ichamati River. Boats from both nations sail out to immerse ornate idols like these, with citizens from both sides mingling freely on the water to observe the same tradition. Because of these deep historical and social overlaps, the political border between these two nations often functions more like a bridge than a barrier. This aerial view shows part of the massive river network that binds the two nations together. The Ganga and the Brahmaputra rivers flow directly from India into Bangladesh, creating a shared environmental destiny. This geography forces both countries into a complex diplomatic dance. During the dry season, they must negotiate exactly how much water can be drawn, ensuring there is enough for farmers and cities on both sides of the line. At the coast, they share the Sundarbans, the world's largest mangrove forest. Both nations jointly manage this ecosystem, which serves as a vital shield against the escalating cyclones and rising sea levels brought by climate change. These shared ecological systems dictate that India and Bangladesh cannot survive without high-level cooperation on environmental diplomacy. To the north, Nepal faces a different geographic reality. It is a landlocked nation, surrounded entirely by mountains and land, meaning it relies on its neighbors as its only gateway to global trade and the oceans. To manage this, the 1950 treaty established an open border. These animated paths show people and goods moving freely without passports or visas. While it's a highly regulated system, it grants a level of freedom that allows millions of citizens to easily cross the boundary for education and work, and to visit family. For Nepal, this border isn't a wall. It is a vital daily lifeline that overcomes the challenges of a difficult mountainous geography. The religious ties here are just as old as the mountains. Indian pilgrims travel to Lumbini, the birthplace of the Buddha, while the Pashupatinath temple in Nepal has maintained a centuries-old tradition of hiring priests from South India. India remains Nepal's single largest trading partner, but the most significant exchange between the two nations isn't goods or energy. It is a brotherhood formerly in military service. For generations, citizens of Nepal have served with distinction within the Indian Army. The Gorkha Rifles, seen here, are a symbol of a deep institutional trust that few other nations share. These modern ties of trade and military service are the contemporary expressions of a connection that dates back thousands of years. International relationships are rarely just about policy. They are molded by the path of rivers, the height of mountain ranges, and the shared memory of liberation wars. These nations are economic partners, co-guardians of a vulnerable environment, and heirs to a combined heritage. The maps show them as separate, but their everyday survival is interdependent. Next time you look at a world map, look past the rigid lines. If you look closely enough, you'll see the human stories and the natural lifelines that connect us all.